pump. Pump the jams. Pump it up.
All right. Welcome to Starting Lineup, my fantasy friends, with Andrew the Weasel Wiebe. I'm Jason Saghini, and big shout out to our friends at Adidas for sending us some swag. You send us free gear, we will wear free gear. Just like if you send us free Chipotle cards, we will eat Chipotle every day. I want to remind Chipotle of that. Send your cards here to Andrew and I. All right, it's going to be a huge week in fantasy, so let's get to things. You got unlimited transfers, Andrew. So this is the week that you get to fix your team. Everything that's wrong with your team, you get to fix it right now. How many changes did you make to your 18-man roster?
Well, sad sack Saghini, that's assuming I need to fix things. I'm still weaseling around with my roster, but I expect to make 5 to 7 moves. Fortunately, my only World Cup ditch, Clint Dempsey. But I'm perilously short of double weakers for this round and the next, so I got some work to do.
Okay, this period has 2 teams on double weeks, one in better form than the other.
Yeah, Sporting would be the one on better form. Philly also there for the double week, but the big issue here is whether you'll have your U.S. men's national team players around for both games. Maurice Edu, Beasler, Zusi, those guys. Now remember, next week, D.C., Houston, L.A., Dallas, all double weeks, so keep that in mind when you're weaseling around with your own squad.
All right, let's get to fan questions, and we'll start with the big one from Orandi Brown. He says, when will the players who are selected be unavailable? And remember, this not only affects U.S. national team players, but Honduras, Costa Rica, and of course, Tim Cahill at Australia.
Now look, I'm not even bothering myself with the specifics here. We're going to get you that list here at some point, but both U.S. players and the other World Cuppers, even if they're around for a game, maybe 2, maybe, they're going to be gone at a different date. It's not time to use your transfers on them. It's just bad transfer policy. So jettison them now. Get some guys that have those double weeks next week. Jermaine Defoe, meanwhile, appears set to stay with Toronto FC after landing on the dreaded World Cup standby list. Too bad, Jermaine. But that's good news for you if you're an owner, and it's good news for the Reds. All
right, Andrew, let me ask you this. Which MLS teams do you think will be affected most? And by that, I mean, which team's dynamic changes? You know, you have a team that's good in the attack, a team that's good in the defense. Some of that's going to change with World Cup players gone.
Yeah, it certainly is. Houston hasn't exactly been bursting with creativity, and now Boniat Garcia, Brad Davis, set for absences. Ouch, that hurts there. Seattle, I'm not so worried about them. Cooper can come in for Dempsey. Nagel and Martins have chemistry up top. Zach Scott, probably your right back. And Jason, let's be honest, we all watched last weekend. Evans and Yedlin weren't exactly world beaters against New England. If I had to guess, though, Sporting KC's system is going to let them go on without Beasler and Zusi. Look, it's a big but, though. If one of those other center backs get injured, we could see Eric Palmer-Brown in the mix. That's a teenager without MLS experience.
Hey, he's only $4 million. Get him on your fantasy team. All right, I think it's Columbus who has struggled offensively lately, but their defense has kept them in games. Now you look at a defense losing both center backs and also Waylon Francis, of course, on the left side. So with all due respect to Josh Williams, I'm concerned that the other 3 that are going to fill in on the back line are going to hurt Columbus. Next question comes from Nick Rawl. He says, with Shay Salinas on a red in week 11, do you drop him in favor of someone else? The easy answer here, Andrew, is yes.
Yeah, sad sack. He is one of my drops for sure. No Wando, no double weeks, no Salinas in my lineup. Hold on to him at your own peril.
KB asks the next question. Do you think Leo Fernandes will get any minutes in the double game week for Philadelphia? I don't know about you, Weasel, but even with unlimited transfers, I steered clear completely of Philadelphia players this week. Fabinho was the one guy I was thinking about, but he's 1 yellow away from a suspension, so he may not even play 2 games.
Yeah, tough for him. I'm with you on this one. Better to set yourself up for round 12. I mentioned it, a bunch of double game weeks there, then bet on Philly. The form's not right. They've got tough matchups. Not a team to stick with.
All right, one more from Drayden. Better to captain Seth Sinovic or Dom Dwyer for the double game week? Well, Andrew, I think I hear the music playing. It's time for a little Oh Captain, My Captain. Sporting Kansas City has been in good form as of late, so on a double week, you're going to see a lot of them. At number 3, it's Eric Kronberg for Sporting Kansas City in goal. Expect a shutout, maybe even 2. I know the Fire scored a lot of goals this week. I don't know if they can do it against this Sporting defense, though. At number 2, Dom Dwyer. Could be up to 3 goals for him this week. Even in a bad week, playing 2 games, I think he scores at least 1. And number 1, Aurelian Collin. I said it. You have the potential for shutouts with them. Colin, of course, has the potential for goals on set pieces as well. He will not fail you in this double week.
Well, Sad Sack took the easy way out. You, me, we knew he would, but that's okay. He's probably right about Sporting KC. I'm going to take the guys not on a double week, and we'll start in New England with Bobby Shuttleworth. Yes, they're on the road in Philly, but Philly's got that double game week. They go to KC, they're going to be tired. They can't score goals anyway. He's a good bet for a shutout. At number 2, Bradley Wright Phillips, another road player going to Toronto. That's a team that might not have Michael Bradley. I think he's a good bet with Thierry Henry feeding him the goals. It's not slowing down. And number 1, Javier Morales. He might be the best player in the league right now. He finally got off the schneid, that hat trick last week. More goals are coming. Home against Colorado. I think he's a great bet if you steer clear of those Sporting KC players.
Finally, props to Rolando Rivero, whose team TT scored 142 points this week to dominate the world of MLS Fantasy. Still some work to do in the overall standings there, though, Rolando. It's all we have for starting lineup this week. Don't forget to set your fantasy teams by 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night, and good luck to everyone watching.